check this out. Oh, you can hear someone spitting. Lovely. Actually, that fella's been trying to spit for the last 10 minutes. But check this out. All along. Now, when I walk up this way, this is on my phone. It's not on the camera. When I walk up that way, I will walk up the main street and see what it's like when it's lit up. I'd say it's like bloody Times Square. Isn't this pretty cool? It's all along here. This Martyrs Memorial is lit up now, and it's like flames at the top. So let's go walking. I can still hear that fella spitting. Of course, when I start going this way, he's ahead of me. Oh, he's behind me actually, sorry. It was a different bald guy. Police patrolling to make sure everything's all in order. The police are everywhere here. I have to give them credit. Little shop, which you saw yesterday, not that one, but you've seen a couple of them. It's lovely at night time, isn't it? It's kind of annoying though that the action camera is, it's not terrible in low light if you get the settings right, but it's not ideal compared to the phone. And I know the phone is a lot more expensive than that camera, but still, like, you'd expect it to be decent, especially, like, it's probably better if I had a gimbal for it, because I know no matter what, nighttime is the worst enemy of an action camera. But still, you know, I still think camera has to be good, right? That's its purpose, is to film. All up along here. I'll turn past this green one. That's the road I go up. But we'll just walk up along the pier for a minute and take a look. So, as I said yesterday, obviously the day before, whatever. As I said, so these buildings originally, now they're hotels and banks. But after the Communist Party took over China, these were repurposed and put to use for commercial purposes. So, industrial purposes, I mean, sorry. So, factories, stuff like that. So, it wasn't until the 80s that they brought back the original purpose of the building. So now it's Bank of China, AIA Bank, it's all banks up further. So it's yeah, it's really hopping. Like, it's a real hub of commerce. A lot of French here. Not really sure why. Well, I guess there was the French settlement here. Maybe they were trying to come back and get it again. Damn, it's busy now. When I first came up, there wasn't even a quarter of the amount of people that are here now. Everybody must have just waited till it got dark and then they just crowd in. I'm not going to keep saying it's beautiful and it's lovely, but it's impressive. Let's at least agree on that, right? It's quite impressive. Okay, I just had a look and saw the street that I'm supposed to be going up. Check this bloody crowd out. Oh my god. I have to squeeze through all that. I could go off on the side streets and it'd be a lot quieter, but what's the point? You know, you have to see these places when they're lit up, so that means you kind of have to get thrown into the war zone. I gotta go down. There was like, I saw something yesterday. It was like butterflies or something that were lighting up along the side underneath here, so I'm gonna check that out. But there we go, there's a last little look at the view from the Bund, the bank, the embankment. Oh yeah, here it is. Well, this is one of them. I think there's one further back, but there's more people that way. So let's just see how this looks in the dark. Now I could be wrong, but I actually think the crowd is only taking photos of this direction, because the view from there is also pretty good. It's not as good obviously as there, but then again you don't have the hassle of everyone squeezing by on the waterfront. So I suppose there's positives to it as well. I hope I'm not talking too loud. I'm just trying to talk over the crowd. Now we're in tea lady zone. Let's see how many people want to be my friend. I hope it's not too loud though, I really do. Okay, it is busy, but it's not as busy as it looked over there. Maybe everyone's just making their way to where I came from. Man, this place must cost a fortune on electricity. I'm waiting to hear hello, hello. I hope I don't hear it, but I'm waiting for it. Oh. Let's see, everyone's taking a photo of the view. Well, it is a lovely view, but I'll stop saying that, I told you. Now, what way will I walk? Everyone likes to take photos of the Peace Hotel for some reason. Now, I don't know the history of it. Maybe it is a significance, but I don't know it. The whole point of this video is just to check out the Bund and check out the place at night time, just to see what it's like. I had an idea what it was going to be like anyway. I just pictured Chongqing, but more commercial. Look less crowded. Everyone pushes over this way. Okay, got it. All the sweet shops. Oh, more sweet shops on this side. All the tourists heading in. Those fools. I know. Well, when you're a tourist, you have to make the most of it, don't you? You have to do touristy things, like going to the Bund. That is the touristy thing to do in Shanghai. And I just did it. Now, I already ate before I came out. And I'm full. I got pork noodles. So it was kind of like tonkatsu in a way. It wasn't curry, it was barbecue-ish, a bit more soy than barbecue, but a hint of both. So yeah, that was tasty, I have to say. I got it just around the corner from where I'm staying. It's a little laneway that has like all little food stalls and a couple of little shops that are in a little bit, you know. Oh, sorry, I didn't realise I was so close there. This crops in a lot on the front facing camera, so I do apologise. It's hard to tell when I'm trying to manoeuvre through the crowd. I was probably like this for most of the bloody thing. Yeah, so as I said before, everybody thinks that, well, there I am. Everybody thinks, you know, China, like the cities, you know, that they're poor, that they don't have all these top shops. Like this place is, I keep going out of camera, I'm sorry. This place is like, honestly, commercial central. I see a dinosaur down here. That sounds kind of random, but I want to check that. Egged ice cream. Check out T-Rex. It's massive. Not the T-Rex, the area. We've got a lovely little flower display beside it. You know what? I'm using the DJI app now, and it tracks your face, I think. Yeah, it does. Okay, well that makes more sense. So I don't have to worry about being out of camera. I'll know that in future. Not that I'll need to use it an awful lot in future, but it also doesn't zoom in as much. So yeah, this place, as I said, like everyone thinks like, oh, these cities in China, like, well, maybe they don't think that they're poor, but you know, everyone has this idea that it's a run-down kind of country. I tell you, the amount of money going around in Shanghai must be one of the wealthiest cities in the world. They just everything is big, extravagant, you know. Oh, I got a camera again, never mind. Yeah, it's, you know, it's crazy. No friends so far though. That's unfortunate. Maybe there's so many people here that they've got easy targets that they've already got hold of. That's probably what it is. Probably like old men, you know, that think they're gonna get lucky. And it turns out they get left with a huge bill in a coffee and tea shop, and the girl just running away and getting a cut from the restaurant or the tea shop. That's how it works. They get maybe a 10%, 20% cut of what the person pays, if they pay. Apparently you could just leave, but the whole thing is intimidation and make you feel uncomfortable, and that's why people pay, like, just because they feel, you know, like oh, this is it's too uncomfortable, what am I supposed to do? Especially with the language barrier, you feel trapped, you know. So that's how it works. Maybe if I just hold the camera up like this way, so you get a full-on frontal of me. Not a full-on frontal. Yeah, it's just crowded. That's all I can say. No hellos. Okay, I thought I heard someone say hello, but they didn't. So this video will be a bit different than usual because it's not me walking around like just showing you things that I haven't seen before. It's essentially just showing you the place at night time. That's all. That serves its purpose when I do that. You know what? Maybe they see the camera and they say, actually, I don't want to really be caught on film. It's possible, you know? Very possible. I mean, I wouldn't want to be caught on film if I was doing something illegal. Though it's not officially illegal, I think. You know, it's probably a bit weird because it's just a bill. Like, it's not as if you're robbing someone, literally. But yeah. No. It wasn't a friend. It was just someone asking if I wanted bags and watches. You know, as I said, they help them around a lot. But we've 2 plans for tomorrow before the weather gets crappy. We're going to head down to the Yuyuan Gardens, which is a shopping area, but it's a market area. It's not like shopping like this. We'll have a look and see what they're doing, if they have any quirky souvenirs for sale or something weird, you know. And we're also going to Shanghai Old Town. I need to get them in at least before the weather turns bad the next day. And it might rain half of the next day. So I'm not 100% sure, but I want to at least get that done while the weather's okay. I'd hate to be kind of wanting to do it and then saying, Jesus, if I go out, I'm going to get bloody soaked. Now, I've been rained on many times on this bloody trip, you know, it's not as if it's anything new, but I don't want it to happen again. It's not something I like. Now, I usually give Luckin Coffee a bad read up, right? Bad write up. But look at these cool drinks that they've got. That's impressive. Now, I'd buy that. If it worked, I'd buy that. You know, but, you know, unfortunately, it doesn't work. You know, I could go into the shop and order it, but, like, sometimes when you go into these shops and you don't use Alipay or WeChat to scan the barcode, they kind of look at you like they don't know how to work like a cash register, you know what I mean? Like they don't know how to input manually. It's like, oh, well, you didn't do it on the app. What's wrong with you? Are you stupid? And maybe I am stupid sometimes, but it's not my fault this time. It's just that damn app won't accept my location for some reason. I was in here the first day. As I said, nobody cares if you film in Shanghai because Chinese people film all the time. They put up tripods like just on the street and they start singing in front of them. Like they have like the wired earphones with the microphone, so they'll start just singing like properly, like live streaming on Douyin or what's it called, Hong Shao Shu, Little Red Book. Yeah, so I mean it's nothing strange here. That's just part of everyday goings on. Whereas in Japan it was the opposite. You can film, nobody will say anything to you, especially the Japanese. They might not like it sometimes, but they're too polite to say anything. But no, here they don't give a damn. I think they'd be surprised if people weren't filming. Every time I've come past this mini Solang, it's jammed inside. They sell all like there's nothing in particular that they sell. Like they do all sorts of characters from different cartoons and stuff like that. It's like the Disney store, but not for Disney, for other non-Disney things. Always crowded, no matter what time of the day. Does look very nice stuff on here. Now we're coming up this building with the blue on top. My hand is probably focusing, but this one here. That's where the street ends. That's where I turn onto the street for my hostel. So we'll walk down there and then we'll call it quits. We've checked out the place at night time. Very impressive. Now there's not much I buy on this street, even though it looks lovely. Like, I buy like something to eat, stuff like that, yeah, but I'm not into like souvenirs, and I'm not gonna buy like teddy bears because they take up too much space. If I was living here it'd be different, or you know what I mean, if I had a big suitcase or something, then sure. But even McDonald's over in Shanghai host little carnivals. Look at the security presence at it, like even for a kids' carnival. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 2 in the back. So they have six security guards in this small little area. That's how serious they take security here. I mean, you can say what you want about it being very strict with, the cameras everywhere. I think is there 600, 800 million cameras in the country. So there's something like that. There is a huge surveillance system, but you can't help but feel safe. Like, you know what I mean? If people commit a crime, they're gonna get caught. Like, there's so many cameras, and the facial recognition. You saw it in the airport. Like when I just barely walked up to the screen and I said, "Yeah, this is your flight," and all they had from me was my passport from where when you get your ticket and they scan it and give you your ticket. Like, that's the only thing they had for me. I didn't know they were taking my full facial recognition. Oh no. Yeah, when you give your fingerprints, I suppose they do take a photo of you. But still, like, you just think of photo for entry. But yeah, you can't help. You have to feel safe in China. Like, you can disagree with the kind of security surveillance system, but it works. What can you say? They're allowed to have fun, aren't they? So this is Nanjing Road at night time, and we're coming up to the end. Here's the fashion store. It is actually interesting. Outside the fashion store, and there's a food court here, the first food court. This sign coming out on the right hand side. Outside it actually gives you details about the building and its destruction by the Japanese during the Sino-Japanese War. And it gives you info about when it was rebuilt and how long it took. So if you're into that kind of thing, then it's good that they have it just written up on the side for you, When you're walking in, you can just have a little browse at it and kind of just say, oh, that's interesting. But you don't need it, because usually you hear that useless information from me. food street down here. This is not the one I ate on. The one I ate on is on the opposite side. Now, tomorrow, I'm not going to get coffee there, but Starbucks, right? Further down on the Nanjing Road east, I think, the other section of the Nanjing Road, there's a place called Starbucks Cafe Reserve, okay? And the Starbucks Cafe Reserve is the biggest Starbucks in the world. It's got a huge coffee bean roasting facility in it that you can see. It's got its own bakery. It's 2 floors high, like, you know. Its own bakery and a packaging part. And it's absolutely massive, apparently. So I will go into it. I won't get coffee there because it's not good. But we will go into it and just see, because you can't be here in near the biggest Starbucks in the world and say, I didn't bother going into it. Well, I could do that, but I'm not going to do it. So here we are. We have reached the end of the Nanjing Road. At least the commercial side of it. As I said, Nanjing Road east is where the Starbucks is, but that's way further. Well, not way further, but further away from the shopping area. So I hope you enjoyed just having a look at what it looks like at night time. Not a very informative video for, I was going to say for once, but maybe when I'm informing you, it's useless, and it's informing you of useless stuff that you'll never remember after you hear it that first time. So I'll word it differently. It wasn't the same as the usual videos. How about that? Another huge shopping centre here, shopping mall. I haven't been in it yet because, well, I don't want to. But it looks nice from the outside. There's all like advertisements, and around where I'm going to the right, it's they've set up today, or it was last night. It must have been like the Minions. There's some event on, so yeah. This is the little tour of Shanghai's main street at night time. So I will head back now, chill out, maybe watch a film, and go to bed, and I'll catch you tomorrow when we go and explore a couple of new places in Shanghai. Catch you tomorrow.